My ex-girlfriend broke up with me to date my friend, and now that Eve moved on with my life, she accuses me of cheating and gets me kicked out of my house. My ex-girlfriend has always had an explosive personality, and I knew that even before we started dating. Honestly, I didn't mind, although it was the reason for many of our fights. When she had these outbursts, I would just talk to her, calm her down, and everything would be fine. Honestly, overall, I thought we had a good relationship because despite the arguments, most of the time we were fine. But everything changed last year. Suddenly, shortly after I gave her a car as a birthday present, she decided to break up with me. Her reason was that apparently I was too nice and something like that, and she couldn't stand deceiving me anymore, and that for about a month she and another guy who was my friend had been talking and wanted to be together. She wanted to break up with me in a way that wouldn't hurt me. But after the gift I gave her, she felt bad and decided to just end it all. Despite this, she didn't return the car, of course, and I still had to pay for it. Of course, this hurt me a lot. We had been together for years, and she simply threw it all away. For a guy she had been talking to for just over a month, it was intolerable. I felt terrible, like I was nobody and everyone was better than me. But eventually, mainly with the help of a therapist I hired during this time, I managed to feel a little better. One thing I used to do before the breakup was go out, go to bars, restaurants, and take pictures to post on my social media. So my therapist recommended that I start doing that again. I hadn't done that since the breakup, so when I started doing it again, I really felt much better. However, to my surprise, shortly after posting my first photo, my ex messaged me. She was questioning what I was doing at the bar where I was, that my mom had told her that I couldn't even get up, and that it seemed strange for me to suddenly show up in a place like that. I told her that after all this time I decided it was better to just move on, and that I had gone there to get back to my old habits, and that made me happy. I honestly wasn't angry with her anymore, and I thought she was just messaging me to see if I was doing better, but I didn't expect the reaction she would have after I said that. She sent me several voice messages, crying, shouting, and saying that I never loved her, and that if I really loved her I would wait at least 1 year before going out somewhere again, and that I probably didn't even care about the breakup. I told her that she was the one who broke up with me, and that I didn't understand why she was angry now when she knew that, and she just hung up the call. Honestly, I found all of this very strange, but decided to just let it go and block her when I got home. But when I arrived, my parents were already waiting for me with my bags packed. It turns out that both of my parents have horrible histories with cheating in previous relationships and had already said that if I did something like that, they would kick me out of the house. My ex knew this and called them, saying that this had been the reason for our breakup, and of course they preferred to believe her. They didn't let me explain myself, just yelled at me, gave me the suitcase, and kicked me out. Despite being hurt by this happening, I decided not to let it get to me. I talked to my lawyer, and although I can't transfer the debt to him, he can simply stop the payments without ruining my credit, and her car will be taken back by the dealership without any problems. I already have a good job, so I can support myself and rent my own apartment. So honestly, being kicked out is not a big problem. My ex-girlfriend doesn't know that her car will be returned to the dealership, and I'm sure she'll be angry when she finds out and will message me, and to be honest, I'm looking forward to it. You can now check if there's a part 2 by pressing share and more.